Welcome to the Northwest Sports Fanatics YouTube channel. I am your host, Orion. I got a great show for you here today between the Baltimore Orioles and the Seattle Mariners. First pitch is going to be here in roughly 5 minutes. So let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and let's get into the starting lineups. Happy Thursday, everyone. And on the thumb, on the left, it is the polar bear, Pete Alonso. And on the right, it is the phenom rookie for the Seattle Mariners, Colt Emerson. Now let's get into the starting lineups here first for the visiting Baltimore Orioles. Leading off for the Orioles in left field, the former Angel, Taylor Wolf. Batting second, playing shortstop for the O's, Gunnar Henderson. Batting third, DHing for the Orioles, Adley Rutschman. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, first baseman, the polar bear, Pete Alonso. Batting fifth, catching today for the Orioles, Samuel Basallo. Batting sixth, playing right field, Leody Taveras. Batting seventh, playing center field, Colton Cowser. Batting eighth, playing third base, Blaze Alexander. And batting ninth, playing second base, Jackson Holliday. And on the mound with a 4-6 record, ERA of 4.06, it is Shane Baz. And now let's get into the starting lineups for your Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners at third base, J.P. Crawford. Batting second, DHing today for the Mariners, the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting third, playing first base, welcome back to the lineup, it's Nails, Josh Naylor. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, right fielder today, it's the Italian stallion, Dominic Canzone. Batting fifth, playing second base, Cole Clutch Young. Batting sixth, playing shortstop, the phenom, Colt Emerson. Batting seventh, catching today for Seattle, Mitch Garver. Batting eighth, playing center field, filling in for Julio, Victor Robles. And batting ninth, playing left field today, Miles Mastroboni. And on the mound with a 5-5 record, ERA of 4.28, looking to get back on top, it is one of our aces, Brian Wu. Tridents up. Let's go, M's. We're going to be shooting for 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. And obviously, both games have gone, a certain way. We ended up winning 3-1 in game one. Lost yesterday 5-3. We need to be able to win the series. And a little bit of an injury update. Julio Rodriguez not in the lineup, making that jumping catch yesterday. Tweaked his hamstring, but he's only day-to-day, so hopefully he'll be in the lineup when we play Boston tomorrow. And for Luke Raley, he had back tightness for a couple days, but now he came down with the flu. So we will not be seeing Julio or Luke Raley today, but we could possibly see them as early as tomorrow. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Got to find a way to dig deep. Magic number will be 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. And hopefully for Brian Wu, giving up 2 runs or less would be ideal. Maximum amount of runs we would have to have him give up would be probably 3. And hopefully we can get the job done and get off to a fast start. All day in the building, what's good? Jerry in the building, what's good? Yella in the building, what's good? Shane Boz versus Brian Wu. Let's go, baby. We're just getting settled in and getting ready for first pitch. $83 subs to go, dude. 24,400. '50th anniversary for the Seattle Mariners, 40 plus years on the radio for this legend and icon. So for every stream that we do this season will be dedicated to this legend and icon, Rick Riz. All right, here we go. Brian Wu on the mound. Getting it off here for the Baltimore Orioles. Let's go, Wu. We need a good, solid outing. First pitch, popped up. Naylor there in foul territory, making the grab, and that is 1 away. Good start there for the Mariner defense, and great to see Josh Naylor back in the lineup, not only for his offense, but also defensively, like that play right there. 1 up and 1 down. Next up in the 2-hole, shortstop Gunnar Henderson. On deck, DHing today, Adley Rutschman. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. First pitch, takes a strike looking high and away. 0-1 count. Wu on the mound, Gunnar Henderson in the box. Let's go, baby. Oh, 1 pitch from Wu. Hard hit ball. Shallow center field. Victor Robles is there, and that is 2 away. Nice job there by Victor Robles filling in for Julio Rodriguez there in the no-fly zone in center field. Good defense there by Victor, and that is 2 up and 2 down. Next up in the 3-hole, DHing today, Adley Rutschman. On deck is the polar bear, Pete Alonso. John in the building, what's good? First pitch from Wu to Rutschman, takes a strike looking low and away, 0-1 count. John, easy question. You know, it definitely has to be the Road Warriors or the Legion of Doom. You know, Hawk and Animal, no doubt. I mean, there's a lot that I enjoyed, but that was by far my favorite growing up as a kid. 0-1 pitch, high and away, but getting that corner of the strike zone. Wu locked in early. Slider 86 miles an hour, painting the corner. No balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Top of the first inning, 0-0 here early between the Orioles and the Mariners. Oh-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss, and there we go. There's a good chance that he can get 6 Ks. You know, I don't know if he'll be able to get 7 to 10, but I'm thinking, you know, somewhere around 4 to 7 is kind of what I'm feeling, unless he ends up getting, you know, 4 or 5 within the first 3 innings. And then if he gets that, then he'll get closer to probably 9 or 10. But, you know, I think 4 to 7 would be probably a safe number to say. But, you know, if you're betting on 6, you know, probably a pretty good chance as he got one right there. Good start there for our guy, Brian Wu. And again, I think, we don't have Cal Raleigh, catching, so he, hasn't been able to experience Cal just yet, being able to throw to him. He has thrown to Garver, but hopefully just having Cal's presence will make him be a little bit better than he has been recently. All right, let's go to the bottom of the first inning, and let's see if we can get off to a fast start, obviously with back-to-back home runs by Dominic Canzone and Cole Young in the ninth. Let's see if that momentum can carry forward with the Uncle Mo. Leading off for the Mariners at third base, J.P. Crawford. Batting second, DHing today for Seattle, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And batting third, playing first base, welcome back to the lineup, it is Nails, Josh Naylor. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. 83 subs to go to 24,400. Let's see where we're at on the likes here early on as we go to the bottom of the first inning. We got the Red Sox tomorrow around 7:10 Pacific. So, again, we got to get this dub and series win. All right, we're at 17 likes, 74 in the room. 83 to 100. Let's go, baby. And again, there may end up being a lot of pop-ups and, ground balls. We don't really know, what version of Wu we're going to get. And, obviously Wu hasn't really been that good recently. Neither has Kirby. Hancock got roughed up in his last start. But again, we were on a 10-game road trip. So something, obviously has to give. And we're back at home. So you assume everyone will play a little bit better, especially if you got Cal, working with you. So 1-0 pitch popped up behind the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike to J.P. Crawford. Shane Baz on the mound, 4-6, record ERA of 4.06, and J.P. Crawford in the box. 1-1 pitch to J.P. Hard hit ball into left field, fading foul on that four-seam fastball by Baz. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Bottom of the first, 0-0 here early between the Orioles and the Mariners. And a little dribbler there, throw to first, and that is 1 away. Next up is the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Big swing and a miss there from Cal on that knuckle curve, 0-1 count. One pitch, low and at the knees, 1 ball and 1 strike from Baz to big dumper, Cal Raleigh. One pitch popped up and out of play. Change up 86 miles an hour there by Baz. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out. Bottom of the first, 0-0 here early between the Orioles and the Mariners. All right, strike 3 is called on the knuckle curve. Cal is challenging, but I think he's going to lose this call. Oh, wow. He actually won that call. Based on the pitch graph, it looked like it was in the zone, but 0.7, a little bit lower than anticipated. We'll take that. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. 2-2 pitch, big swing and a miss. Down goes Cal Raleigh, and that is 2 away. Next up is Josh Naylor, batting in the 3-hole, playing first base. Great to have him back in the lineup. First pitch there from Boz to Naylor, and pitch is being challenged. And call is overturned from a ball to a strike. Masayo ended up winning that particular challenge there. 0-1 count. Oh, 0-1 pitch, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike from Boz to Naylor. Bottom of the first inning, 0-0 here early between the Orioles and the Mariners. One pitch, fouled off high and away, knuckle curve there by Boz, 83 miles an hour, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Boz to Naylor. Let's go, Naylor. We're going to need good production out of Josh Naylor, not only offensively, but defensively, especially with no Randy and Julio or Rayleigh in the lineup. And a little blooper into center field, dropping in between center field and right field, a little bit of a bobble. And Josh Naylor ends up getting in with a stand-up double. Great job. Way to get the party started, Josh Naylor. Next up in the 4-hole, right fielder today, the Italian stallion, Dominic Canzone. First pitch is high and away with the knuckle curve, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and no strikes to Dominic Canzone. Two-0 pitch. High and away. Good take there by Dom. 3 balls and no strikes to Dominic Canzone, who's been one of the hottest hitters in baseball in the last 3 weeks. Keep it up, the Italian stallion. Let's go. See if Dom can get us on the board here early. 3-0 pitch. And a 4-pitch walk. I love the patience by Dom. It's really taken his game to another level. We already know J.P. Crawford is the most patient hitter, but Dominic Canzone is number 2 within the last 3 weeks, and obviously has been able to get some, great walks, great at-bats, but also great RBIs, singles, doubles, and big home runs. Next up is Cole Clutch Young. First pitch to Young is high and away, 1-0 count. Let's go, Cole. On deck is the phenom, Colt Emerson. And this is the first time that we've actually had them, side by side this early in the lineup all year. Cole hitting in the 5 spot, Colt hitting in the 6-hole. 1-0 pitch. Hard hit ball by Young. Drop, baby. Yes, and it's fair. Go, go, go. Run, Naylor, run. And Naylor's coming home. Come on, baby. Go, go, go. Let's go. And Dom gets the 3rd. What a big RBI double there by Cole Young. 1-0 Mariners. Hell yeah. That's exactly what we needed, especially with no Julio in the lineup, no Luke Rayleigh, Randy still on the, the injured list. Great job there by the Mariners. I see you, Naylor. I see you, Canzone, and I see you, Cole Young. And I tell you, that momentum from Canzone and Young homering late in the ninth, that definitely carried over till today. You know, Uncle Mo is real. Next up is the phenom, Colt Emerson. On deck is Mitch Garver. Let's see if Colt can get an RBI or a home run here, and we can start, kind of pushing a little bit of the gas here early and hopefully not look back. Runners now at second and third with 2 outs. First pitch is low and away to Colt Emerson. 1-0 count. Let's go. Great start. That's exactly what we needed. Lauren in the building. What's good? Parker, Rebecca in the building. Jerry in the building. Let's get it. 1-0 pitch from Boz. Hard hit ball by Emerson. Yes! And that ends up being fair into right field. Dominic Canzone comes home. Run, run, run. Safe. Let's go. Let's go. 3-0 Mariners. Beautiful. And that's why it's so important to have Cole Young and Colt Emerson side by side. And a great job there getting both runs to come home. Colt Emerson with a big 2-run RBI single, scoring Canzone and Young. 3-0 Seattle. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. And this is something that we desperately needed. You know, obviously with no Randy, no Luke Raley, Julio tweaking the hammy, and again, other guys can step up, and we got everybody to come in. Next up is Mitch Garver. First pitch fouled off towards third base with a cutter, 89 miles an hour, 0-1 count. And again, when the Mariners end up taking an early lead, it's hard to beat us. I mean, as long as Wu doesn't shit the bed and we have a decent bullpen appearance, by the few guys that get in, depending on how long Wu goes, we should be able to hopefully win this game and win the series. And we got the Red Sox tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to it. 0-1 pitch in there for a strike to Garver. No balls and 2 strikes from Boz to Garver. Takes that strike looking high and away. Cutter 88 miles an hour. Let's go, Mitch. Love seeing the young guns step up and, play on this high level. Young and Emerson. And safe at second as he bobbles it. There we go. Nice stolen bag there by Colt Emerson. Jackson Holiday with a little bit of the bobble as you see the ump. Okay, baby. And we ain't talking 6-7. Let's go. Great job there by Colt Emerson. And again, Canzone has been one of the hottest hitters in baseball in the last 3 weeks. So again, you need to always get guys to start the party. Naylor started the party, and we're continuing to party at the moment. Let's go. 3-0 Seattle. 1-2 pitch. Low and away. Knuckle curve missing there by Boz. 2 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at second, Colt Emerson with 2 outs. Let's go, Garver. See if we can get Garver on base with a walk or a single. I mean, obviously, best case scenario, he hits a 2-run jack here, but we are talking Mitch Garver. I mean, that only happens once kind of in a blue moon, so. 2-2 pitch, high and away. Boz already having a meltdown in the first inning, and we love that. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Mitch Garver. Take the walk if it's there. If it's right down the middle, crush it. Let's go, Garv. 3-0 Seattle. 3-2 pitch. And that's being challenged. Initial call was ball 4. Let's see if Basayo ends up getting this challenge to go in the Orioles' favor, or if we're going to have bases loaded with 2 outs. And the call is overturned, and that is strike 3. Unfortunately, we don't get bases loaded to be able to get that next batter up. But again, three runs in the first inning. You couldn't have scripted a better start. Great job there by the Seattle Mariners. Love it. Young doubled to left. Naylor scored. Canzone to third. 1-0 Mariners. And then Emerson coming up big. I got him on the thumb today for a reason. I had a good feeling. He singles to right, scoring Canzone and Cole Young. And again, homering late in games usually will translate to good hits going into the next day. And Canzone getting the job done with Cole Young and Colt Emerson. 3-0 Seattle. Fucking love it. Let's go. All right, let's go to the top of the second inning and see who's up next here for the Baltimore Orioles. Hell yeah. Next up for the O's, first baseman in the 4-hole, the polar bear, Pete Alonso. Batting second in the 5-hole, catcher Samuel Basayo. And batting third in the 6-hole, right fielder Leody Taveras. And on the mound for the Mariners has been struggling as of late, like George Kirby. 5-5 record, ERA of 4.28. But even though Cal is not catching, hopefully Wu will be motivated and he'll be able to get some, easy outs. I don't expect him to get a whole lot of Ks, somewhere between 4 and 7, but hopefully it'll be enough for us to be victorious. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. 83 subs to go to 24,400. We're still looking for our first dono on our dono train. And let's see how close we are to 100 likes here so far as we transition to the top of the second inning. We got 117 in the room. And where are we at? We're at 33. Good start. 67 to go. Mike is at the game right now. And again, I know it probably stinks a little bit that, Julio got hurt last night. But, at this point, we have enough, capable bodies to be able to get a victory here. And good job so far. First pitch, he takes the strike, looking there, high and away, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, fouled off, behind the plate, sinker, 95 miles an hour, no balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Pete Alonso. Yeah, enjoy the game out there, Mike. I know you're going to be crushing some beers out there. You got kind of cheaper tickets, and that's, more money for beer and food. 0-2 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Top of the second inning. 3-0 Mariners. And again, you couldn't have asked for a better start. So Hawks in the building. So Naylor started the party and got on base. Young then doubled the left. Canzone went to third. 1-0 Seattle. And then Colt Emerson got a big single to right. Canzone and Young scored, making it 3-0 Mariners. So Young with a double, Naylor scoring, Canzone went to third, and then Emerson right after that, right, getting a big single to right, scoring Canzone and Young. And again, Dom has been one of the hottest hitters in baseball in the last 3 weeks, not just the Mariners. And Cole Young and Colt Emerson, the CNC factory, baby, they're killing it. 2-2 pitch, and that is strike 3. Lots of challenges here early by Baltimore. They definitely feel threatened by our presence. And that is call is confirmed. And the call was upheld. Now gets reversed there. So 3 balls, 2 strikes to Pete Alonso. 3-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. You want a challenge? Wu says, no worries. I'll strike you out on the next pitch. Great job there by Brian Wu. And hopefully we'll be able to get 4 to 7 Ks. And again, we want him to hopefully only give up 2 runs or less. 3 at the most, but today 2 or less would be great. Great job there by Brian Wu, and he already has 2 Ks. Good start. And obviously he hasn't been as bad as George Kirby, so again, it's not going to take that much to lock in. Next up is Samuel Basayo. First pitch to Basayo from Wu, slider 88 miles an hour. Big swing and a miss, low and away, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike from Wu to Basayo. Top of the second inning, 3-0 Mariners. Let's go. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. One pitch. And a little dribbler towards first and foul with the sweeper. 84 miles an hour. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Wu to Basayo. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Let's go. This would definitely be a great game to be at right now. And I know Mike is soaking it in with all the other fans that are there today. 1-2 pitch, big swing and a miss, and Brian Wu with not 1K, not 2Ks, but 3 already. Let's go. Great job, Wu, pacing for 10. There we go. That's the Brian Wu we all love and know. And again, normally when he's healthy, he's usually the most electric pitcher. Obviously, we know Bryce Miller, is doing what normally Wu regularly does. And again, hopefully Wu will be able to catch up and get on that Miller level. Next up is Leody Taveras. First pitch to Taveras is high and away with a slider, 86 miles an hour, 1-0 count. Wu on the mound, Leody Taveras in the box. Top of the second inning, 3-0 Mariners. Let's go, baby. All started off by Josh Naylor. Welcome back to the lineup. Then Dominic Canzone, and then Young and Colt Emerson. And again, remember, back-to-back home runs late, by Dominic Canzone and Cole Young. It definitely carried over for that momentum that we said yesterday. I knew it would happen. And again, I didn't know that we'd be up 3-0, but I'm glad it definitely worked in our favor. Call is overturned. Instead of a 2-0 count, now it's 1 ball and 1 strike from Wu to Taveras. Orioles 3-0 on challenges today. Mariners 2-0 on challenges. Lots of challenges already. 5 within the first 2 innings already. 1-1 pitch in there for a strike, high and inside to Leody Taveras. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Top of the second inning. 3-0 Seattle. Tridents up. Let's go M's. One-two pitch. Little dribbler towards first and foul. Yeah, but Jerry, he's not getting 15. It's a good start, but you obviously know as the game progresses, we obviously know Wu and Kirby usually have 1 inning where they kind of fall apart. But again, anything over, 10 Ks is amazing. Hell, even 8 and 9 Ks is solid. 1-2 pitch, big swing and a miss, and another punch out there from Brian Wu. And I love it, baby. Great job there by Brian Wu. 4 Ks already. Let's go, baby. At this point, pacing for about 12 if he's going to be getting 2 per inning, but we know it's not going to be every inning the rest of the way. At least we don't assume so, but hell of a start there for Brian Wu. 4 Ks on 21 pitches. We haven't seen this version of Wu in a minute. We got the good pitching, we got the great offense, we got the good defense. Yeah, we've had some injuries, but that's nothing that we can't handle. All right, let's go to the bottom of the second inning, and let's see if we can add on a few more hits and runs. Next up for the Mariners, in the 8-hole, center fielder filling in for Julio with the hamstring tweak, who's day-to-day. Luke Raley's back is good, but now he has the flu. So we have Robles now in center field in the 8-hole. Let's go, Victor. Batting second in the 9-hole, left fielder today, Miles Mastrobuoni. And batting third, playing third base, leadoff hitter, J.P. Crawford. Tridents up. Let's go, M's. We're at 51 likes, 49 to 100. Since our bullpen is injured, we are going to be doing a piggyback rotation. So essentially, every player, will have probably an opportunity, depending on how long. They're going to do it until the All-Star break. So, and they're going to rotate. So it's not going to be just, Bryce Miller and Luis Castillo. At times it could be the other guys, piggybacking off each other and whatnot. So, we'll see how it all kind of plays out. I know they're going to start it off, I believe, with Miller and Castillo or vice versa, and then it'll end up kind of transitioning with the other guys. And obviously the reason that we're doing that is because of the injuries in the bullpen. So no Matt Brash, no Cooper Criswell, no Carlos Vargas. We got a lot of AAA guys, so we got to try to be able to strategize the best that we can. 1-0 pitch. Foul behind the plate there by Victor Robles to the T-Mobile bricks. 1 ball and 1 strike from Boz to Robles. And I don't have a problem really with it because, I mean, if we can end up getting better pitching, and having, one starter start the game, another starter to finish it for the most part, and then we don't have to use, the bullpen for that particular day, that'll definitely help us out. 1-1 pitch, little blooper into left, and a beautiful single there into left field by Victor Robles. Let's go. Offense is on point here today early, just like the pitching by Brian Wu. Next up in the 9-hole, left fielder Miles Mastroboni. On deck is J.P. Crawford. Yeah, I mean, considering we have 3 AAA guys in the bullpen, it's, and it's not like Bizzardo and Spire and Ferrer are always good, so... and obviously with Mooney, it's kind of hit or miss with our closer as well. So anything to try to help, until we end up getting to the All-Star break will, obviously, hopefully be beneficial for us, especially with all the other injuries to key guys in the offense as well. Throw to first and safe. Bottom of the second inning, runner at first with no outs. 3-0 Mariners. Little dribbler up the middle. There we go. Mastroboni with a nice hit. Everyone's joining the hit party today. Let's go. And again, hitting is contagious. And again, when things are going great, you're on cloud 9. When one guy gets a hit, typically the next guy as well, and we got to be able to rough up this pitching. Next up is J.P. Crawford. On deck is the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go. And we got the Boston Red Sox tomorrow at 7:10 Pacific. So, we want to dismantle this Oriole team, win the series, and then obviously keep that momentum going as we go against the Boston Red Sox. And JP pops up. Maybe one of the easiest outs for Baltimore as they have a couple players there crowding the pitcher. And Boz ends up making the play. And that is 1 away. Dank in the building. What's good? Oh, Mike is loving it. Runners now at first and second with 1 out. First pitch from Boz to the big dumper. Knuckle curve. Low and away. 1-0 count. Shane Boz, 4-6 record with an ERA of 4.06, and we're definitely giving him the business early. Let's see if big dumper can get a hold of one here. 1-0 pitch, high and away. Good take there by Cal. 2 balls and no strikes with runners at first and second and 1 out. Two-0 pitch. Runner goes back to second, and Robles is safe. I mean, there's no need to really try to go for a double steal at this point. It's one thing to try to be aggressive, but you got to be, kind of smart about it. We weren't very good with base running yesterday, and overall, we haven't been very good at base running in the 2026 season. You got to pick and choose your spots. Time is called by Cal. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. That would be sweet all day. Yeah, and they're only going to be doing it for 1 start, per week, where they're going to have the piggyback. So at least that's what I'm assuming. So each week a different combo will have a piggyback. So it might start off with like Miller and Castillo, and then they'll go to the next 2 and then the next 2. So, there's going to be at least, it's not going to be something they're going to do every day. 3-1 pitch. in there for a strike. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Yeah, Sloan and Hoppy already have better stuff, than Rucker and Hoppy, and obviously could be on that Nick Davila level. Big swing and a miss. Down goes Cal Raleigh, and that is 2 away. But again, they're not really trying to rush those guys. But again, when you have talent, just imagine if the Mariners didn't call up Colt Emerson yet. It's like, with all these injuries, you want to kind of, let them figure it out. But sometimes, you got to be able to, quote unquote, pull the trigger and let them, get called up and show that they can play, in the big leagues. And again, when you're in single A, high A, double A, prior to going to triple A, there's a little concern because obviously we know there's a jump from double A to triple A and a jump from triple A to the pros. But Cade Anderson and Ryan Sloan are not just scrubs. They're going to be really, really good for us. And at some point, they may be in the starting 5 together, down the road. So that's how good they are. And these guys are not, just, bullpen guys. These guys are going to be starters one day. 1-0 pitch popped up there by Josh Naylor in left field, and that is out number 3. We leave 2 stranded, but we still have the 3-0 lead. Woo pitching a gem. The offense is going off, and unfortunate that we weren't able to add on there in the second, but based on how this game is going, it's just a matter of time. All right, end of the second inning, 3-0 Mariners. Let's go to the top of the third and see who's up next here for the O's. Next up for the Orioles, in the 7-hole center fielder Colton Cowser. Batting second in the 8-hole third baseman Blaze Alexander. And batting third in the 9-hole second baseman Jackson Holliday. Two innings pitched, no hits, no earned runs, no walks, 4 Ks, 21 pitches, 16 strikes, 4.18 ERA. Great job by Woo. And then for Boz, 2 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 3 Ks, 41 pitches. That's what I'm talking about. 23 strikes, 4.29 ERA. And I'm really happy that Boz is having the weak line rather than Brian Woo today. We've already seen Woo struggle and Kirby. It's about time that we can kind of get things going in our favor. End of the second inning, 3-0 Mariners. Tried ends up. 83 subs to go to 24,400. And we're still looking for our first dono on our dono train. And we're at 60 likes. We're almost there. 40 more to 100. Let's go, baby. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. First pitch from Woo to Cowser. Paints the corner beautifully with the 4-seam fastball. 0-1 count. Woo is locked in. Woo's got a no-hitter so far. And again, not as bad as Kirby lately. Has been roughed up on that road trip. And, obviously not as dominant as we, would have hoped for at this point. A lot of guys have been kind of up and down, and even the guys at the top, other than Bryce Miller, like Emerson Hancock, have been roughed up occasionally, But again, Gilbert and Castillo slightly getting better. Kirby's still struggling, but hopefully he'll be able to turn it around. Woo with a few struggles. And again, hopefully we'll end up having, at least 3 out of the 6 that we feel comfortable with, and then eventually 4 out of 6 and maybe even 5. Depending on what happens with the rest. 0-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss, and another punch out there by Brian Woo. Let's go. Great job there by Woo, wheeling and dealing, and this is the electric Brian Woo that we all know and love. Great job, Woo. Woo with 5 Ks on 24 pitches. We have not seen this version of Woo in a long time. Let's go. Amazing stuff. Next up in the 8-hole, third baseman Blaze Alexander. And also when you end up having a 3-0 lead, you can pitch a little bit differently. And remember, we don't have Cal Raleigh back there. Mitch Garver is catching, so that makes it even more impressive. First pitch, high and away. Four-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour missing, 1-0 count. Bricks and Joysticks in the building. Lauren in the building. Trooper in the building. What's good? 1-0 pitch. Hard hit ball into right field. Fading foul. 1 ball and 1 strike from Wood Alexander. Top of the third inning. 3-0 Seattle. Tridents up. Let's go M's. And I was really hoping that Wu would have an outing like this, but, lately you just don't really know. 1-1 pitch. Low and at the knees with a sweeper. 84 miles an hour. 2 balls and 1 strike with nobody on and 1 out. Top of the third. 3-0 Mariners. 2-1 pitch from Wu. Hard hit ball towards third. JP Crawford is there. He smothers it. Good throw to first. Let's go. And that is 2 away. JP has been playing great defensively there at third base. Great job there by JP. And again, you don't have to worry about crazy ass, sidearm throws. Just, play within yourself. And down goes Blaze Alexander. Great job there by JP. That's exactly what we want to see. And that is 2 away. Next up in the 9-hole, second baseman Jackson Holiday. First pitch to Holiday. Line drive into left. Mastroboni is there. Sliding. Can't get to it. And that's a ground rule double. Good effort there by Mastroboni sliding, but just couldn't get to the ball in time. Next up is left fielder Taylor Ward. And hopefully we'll get Ward out with a pop-up or a ground out or a strikeout, and we'll keep that runner at second base. Yeah, so Cole Young doubled to left when Naylor started to party and got a hit. And so Young doubled to left. Naylor scored. Canzone went to third. 1-0 Mariners in the first. And then Colt Emerson ended up getting a big single to right, scoring Canzone and Cole Young. 3-0 Mariners. So no home runs yet. But again, we're definitely getting the ribbies in early. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 error for the Orioles. And they just got their first hit moments ago there with Jackson Holiday, the ground rule double. 1-0 pitch, fouled off. Low and away with a sweeper, 84 miles an hour. 1 ball and 1 strike to Taylor Ward. One pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Wu to Ward. Tridents up. Let's go M's. Two-one pitch. Little dribbler up the middle. Emerson is there. Throw to first. And that is out number 3. We got some great defense. Got JP at third, Naylor at first, Young at second, Emerson at shortstop. I mean, what's going to get past those guys? Not a whole lot. Awesome. All right, let's go to the bottom of the third inning and let's see if we can add on another run or 2. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Next up for the Mariners, one of the hottest hitters in baseball within the last 3 weeks, 0 for 0 with a run and a base on ball, right fielder, getting walked in his first at-bat, Dominic Canzone. Batting second, 1 for 1 with a run and an RBI, second baseman Cole Clutch Young. And remember, Dom and Young homered back-to-back late yesterday. We didn't win yesterday, but that momentum carried over today. And batting third, 1 for 1 with 2 RBIs already, shortstop the phenom, Colt Emerson. Tridents up. Let's go M's. 83 subs to go to 24,400. And looks like we gained a sub since the last commercial break. Appreciate you. Shout out to all our new subs, as well as our female audience and all of the OGs on the channel. Shout out to everyone watching in the United States, Canada, Mexico, South America, Asia, and beyond. And we're at 62 likes, 38 to 100. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. 3 runs, 5 hits already. Magic number usually for the Mariners is 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. And, if we have great pitching, it's going to be hard to beat us. First pitch, low and at the knees to the Italian stallion, Dominic Canzone, 1-0 count. Let's go, Dom. 1-0 pitch. Little dribbler up the middle to the pitcher, Boz. Underhand throw. And 1 away. Next up in the 5-hole, second baseman Cole Clutch Young. On deck in the 6-hole, shortstop Colt Emerson. And I like having Cole in the 5 and the 6-hole rather than having them in like the 7, 8, or 9. But obviously with no Randy and Julio, obviously you're going to have to kind of move around the lineup a little bit. But you can always have Randy in the 4 and move Dom to the 7. But, Dom is one of the hottest hitters right now. So little dribbler up the middle there by Young. Throw to first. And just in time, 2 up and 2 down. Down goes Cole Young. Good play there by Gunnar Henderson. Next up in the 6-hole, the phenom, shortstop, the rookie, Colt Emerson. Let's go, Colt. First pitch from Boz to Emerson. Big swing and a miss right down the middle, 0-1 count. Oh, 0-1 pitch, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike from Boz to Colt. Four-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour there by Shane Boz. Bottom of the 3rd inning, 3-0 Seattle. 1-1 pitch, into the dirt, low and away. Changeup missing there by Boz, 87 miles an hour. 2 balls and 1 strike with nobody on and 2 outs. Bottom of the 3rd, 3-0 Mariners. 2-1 pitch, high and away. Check swing does not go around. Count now is 3 balls and 1 strike from Boz to Emerson. Let him know all day. Bottom of the 3rd, 3-0 Seattle. 3-1 pitch. A hard hit ball by Emerson. Deep right field. Back. Just foul. Man, Colt is on one today. I put him on the thumb thinking that he would have a good game today, and already has 2 ribbies and almost crushed a solo dinger there, just on the opposite side of that foul pole. Bottom of the 3rd, 3-0 Seattle. Let's go, Colt. 3-2 pitch from Boz to Emerson. And 3-2 pitch. They say strike 3. Emerson is challenging, and I think Emerson has a good chance to win this. Let's look. Looked a little low to me, and it was. There we go. Emerson does not strike out, and that is a walk. Good eye there by Colt. Great challenge. And again, we've seen a crazy amount of challenges. We're already at like 6 or 7 within the first 3 innings. about 3 or 4 each at this point for each team. Nice job there by Colt. Next up is Mitch Garver. Let's go, Mitch. You don't expect anything out of Mitch Garver, so if he can give you something, obviously, that could definitely help us. Give us a little bit more insurance. First pitch in there to Mitch Garver with the knuckle curve, 0-1 count. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Boz on the mound, Garver in the box. Throw to first, and Emerson is safe. Let's go, Mitch. Bottom of the third inning, 3-0 Mariners. Trident's up. 0-1 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. 1 ball and 1 strike from Boz to Garver. Or seam fastball, 95 miles an hour, high and inside. And we're getting the pitch count up finally on an Oriole pitcher. We weren't really able to do that in the first 2 games, but we already got Boz at 53 pitches. 1-1 pitch, popped up and out of play. Cutter, 89 miles an hour, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes with a runner at first, Colt Emerson with 2 outs. Come on, Mitch. Yeah, me too. I was really hoping that I was going to hit that foul pole and count as a homer, but just missed it for that Colt Emerson at-bat. 1-2 pitch to Garv, low and away. Knuckle curve missing by Boz. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mitch Garver. And we'll take anything out of Mitch. Hit by a pitch as long as he doesn't get hurt. We'll take a walk, a single, and then best case scenario, a double or a home run. But those are kind of far and few between for Mitch. But again, you just never know, when Mitch will have his moment. Would have rather had Johnny Pareda on the team other than Mitch Garver, if we're being honest. And I think everyone would agree. And down goes Mitch Garver, big swing and a miss, and that is out number 3. We leave another runner stranded there at first, Colt Emerson, but we still got a 3-0 lead, so we can't complain. All right, let's go to the top of the 4th inning and see who's up next here for the Orioles. Definitely would have rather had Johnny Batflip Pareda on the squad than Garver, but depending on the contract and whatnot, it would have been better for Garver to go to AAA and keep Pareda on the team, but the Mariner organization is kind of stubborn, especially with guys that they end up signing, the Connor Joes and the Rob Refsnyders. They usually don't want to hold themselves accountable if it doesn't work out, and they usually keep those guys on the team a lot longer than they should. But, at least that we have good depth, and we should still be able to compete here late. All right, let's see who's up next here for the Orioles as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Leading off, 0-for-1, shortstop Gunnar Henderson. Batting second, 0-for-1 with a K. DHing today, the Oregon State Beaver alum, Adley Rushman. And batting third, 0-for-1 with a K, first baseman, the Polar Bear, Pete Alonso. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. 82 subs to go to 24,400. Less than 700 subs to go to 25,000, which is awesome. Can't wait till we hit that number. We hit 6.1 million views a few days back. And we also got our highest single dono on the channel ever, $1,500 by Odin's Son, which is awesome. And again, shout out to all the people watching in the United States, Canada, Mexico, South America, Asia, and beyond. And we're still looking for our first dono on our dono train. And let's see where we are at on the likes, how close we are to 100. We are at 71. We're almost there. 29 to go. And Boz, 3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks, 56 pitches, 31 strikes with a 4.24 ERA. We're roughing him up. And woo, 3 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs, no walks, 5 Ks, 33 pitches, 24 strikes with a 4.13 ERA. So obviously this version of woo we haven't seen, in a minute. And again, great to see the bats come alive early in that first inning, putting up a good 3 spot. First pitch from Wu to Gunnar Henderson, low and away, painting the corner but not getting the call. Slider, 85 miles an hour, 1-0 count. AR in the building. What's good, brother? 1-0 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and no strikes from Woo to Gunnar Henderson. Two-0 pitch. Hard hit ball into left field, fading foul. Sinker 96 miles an hour there by Brian Woo. Great souvenir for that fan out there. 2 balls and 1 strike from Woo to Gunnar Henderson. And one of our regulars, Mike, who's in the chat, is at the game as we speak. Hopefully he'll have a chance on getting a foul ball or a home run ball wherever he's sitting. 2-1 pitch from Woo. Little foul tip back into Garver. 4-seam fastball, 97 miles an hour, high and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Top of the 4th inning, 3-0 Mariners. And if you're just tuning in, Cole Young had a big double to left. Naylor scored 1-0 Mariners in the first. And then Emerson got up after that, had a big single to right, scoring Canzone and Cole Young. And that's how we got our 3-0 lead. So no home runs yet, but there's probably a pretty good chance that we're going to hit at least 1 or 2 before this one is over. At least I hope. 2-2 pitch, high and away. 4-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour there by Woo. Count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Gunnar Henderson. 3-2 pitch. Hard hit ball into left field, fading foul again. 4-seam fastball, 97 miles an hour by Woo. Count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, no outs. Top of the 4th, 3-0 Mariners. Trident's up. 3-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, and that's the 6th punch out for Brian Woo. My guy. Let's go, baby. Brian Woo bringing all the electricity today, baby. Nice job, Brian. Down goes Gunnar Henderson, and that is 1 away. First pitch to Adley Rushman. High and away with a slider, 87 miles an hour. 1-0 count. Let's go, baby. One-0 pitch. Takes a strike right down the middle to Adley. 1 ball and 1 strike with nobody on and 1 out. Mariners with a comfortable 3-0 lead, but again, we still want more. 1 ball and 1 strike to Adley Rushman. 1-1 pitch. Hard hit ball towards first base with a laser and foul. Nice sweeper there by Woo. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Adley Rushman. Michael in the building. What's good? Brown in the building. What's good? One-two pitch. Popped up. Victor Robles is there in shallow center, and that is 2 away. And we feel comfortable with Victor in center. That would be probably the best guy to have filling in for Julio based off his athleticism. Great job, Victor. Next up, 0 for 1 with a K, first baseman Pete Alonso. And speaking of Julio, he just tweaked his hammy with the hamstring yesterday, but he's day-to-day, so it's not as bad as it could have been. He made that jumping catch, and that's what, they assume that's when it happened. And when he made that athletic catch in the outfield yesterday. And then obviously Luke Raley ended up having back tightness and then got the flu. So that's why we're not seeing Luke Raley in the lineup in this series. 2 days with the back and got the flu last night early this morning. Or at least that's what they say. First pitch is low and away. Sweeper, 85 miles an hour. Just missing the corner. 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike looking high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Wu to Alonso. Appreciate you, Michael. And as we know, cable and satellite used to be the thing, but now, having Mariners TV and then having to have like Apple TV and Peacock and all these other alternative, streaming, companies that you have to sign up for to watch these games. Sometimes, things are a little bit difficult, but you can always rely on me to be able to call the games here if you don't have access, or if you do and you just want to be able to watch along. Hard hit ball to third. JP is there. Strong throw to first. Beautiful throw to Naylor. And that is out number 3. Great job there by the defense. Great job by Wu. Great job by the offense. Let's fucking go. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 4th inning and let's see if we can finally cash in. We've left runners stranded in the 2nd and the 3rd. 2 runners stranded in the 2nd, 1 runner in the 3rd, but at least we're getting on base, so that's a good sign. And hopefully that'll eventually will end up cashing in and we'll end up adding to our lead. Let's see if we can do it in this inning. Let's go to the bottom of the 4th. Next up, 1-for-1 center fielder filling in for Julio, Victor Robles. Batting 2nd in the 9-hole, left fielder today, Miles Mastroboni. It's like a better version of Dylan Moore, where you can play a lot of positions, but you're a better player than Dylan, and he's proving it. And batting 3rd, 0-for-2 in third base, playing great defense so far, looking for his first hit, the most patient hitter on the team other than Dominic Canzone, J.P. Crawford. Tried ends up. Let's go, M's. 82 subs to go to 24,400. And looks like we gained another sub moments ago. Appreciate you. 81 subs to go to 24,400. We're still looking for our first dono on our dono train. And let's see where we're at on the likes. Halfway through the matchup here on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. And we play tomorrow at 7:10 Pacific against the Boston Red Sox. All right, we're at 74 likes. We're almost there. 26 to 100. So if you are in the room out of the 157, if we can get 26 people out of the 157 or 154 in the room to hit that like button, we'll be at 100. Tridents up. Let's go, M's. Shane Baz on the mound. Victor Robles in the box. First pitch to Robles. Big swing and a miss. Getting fooled on the knuckle curve. Low and away. 81 miles an hour. 0-1 count. Let's go, Victor. Oh-1 pitch from Baz. Big swing and a miss. Cutter low and away. Be patient, Victor. I know we got a 3-0 lead, but, we don't need to be swinging so aggressively. Take the pitches. Let the game come to you. I mean, you already got a hit today. 0-2 pitch. Low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Victor Robles. Bottom of the 4th inning, 3-0 Mariners. One-two pitch. Check swing by Victor. Did he go? No, he did not. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Baz to Robles. And thankfully, the Mariners have been drafting very well within the last few years. I mean, with all these injuries to Randy and Luke Raley and Julio Rodriguez, imagine if we didn't draft Cole Young and Colt Emerson and we didn't have access to them. We definitely would not be in the position that we are today. So, and we also have Kate Anderson and Ryan Sloan and Laz Montez and a few others in the farm that will be getting called up in the next few years, and some even this year. 2-2 pitch, and that is strike 3, low and at the knees. Down goes Robles, and that is 1 away. Next up is Miles Mastroboni. Let's see if Miles can get the party going here. Let's go, Miles. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1 count. And I did appreciate what Ryan Bliss did for us in the first 2 games against the Orioles in Baltimore. But Mastroboni gives you a little bit more depth playing multiple positions. I mean, he can really play pretty much anything. First, second, short, third, any of the outfield positions. He can DH. So really the only thing that Miles can't do is obviously pitch or catch. And to be able to have flexibility like that, if needed, but primarily first, third, and the outfield is where he feels the most comfortable. And we don't need him at second or short, but, could play that if needed. 1-1 pitch. High and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Miles Mastrobuoni. Two-one pitch, popped it up into shallow center field. Cowser is there, and that is 2 away. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Bottom of the 4th, 3-0 Mariners with 2 outs. Couldn't get anything going there with Robles or Mastrobuoni, but let's see if JP Crawford can start a 2-out rally, and we've been damn good at 2-out rallies in the last 3 weeks. On deck would be the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Great to have JP and Cal back in the lineup. And a hard hit ball by JP, but it's going to stay in play. Back to the warning track, and that is out number 3. Down goes JP Crawford. And now let's go to the top of the 5th inning and see who's up next for the Orioles. Brian Wu with a 1-hitter. Let's go. Next up in the 5-hole, catcher Samuel Basayo, who's been a little bit of a thorn in our side, not only in the games in Baltimore, but the ones here in Seattle as well. Batting second, 0 for 1 with a K, right fielder Leody Taveras. And batting third, 0 for 1 with a K, making that final out on JP, center fielder Colton Cowser. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Gained another sub since the last commercial break. Thank you so much. 80 subs to go to 24,400. Let's see how close we are to 100 likes. We should be getting pretty close here. We got 166 in the room. And we're at 77. 23 more, and we're there. All right, Shane Baz, 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks, 66 pitches, 37 strikes, 4.19 ERA. Brian Wu, 4 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs. The key stat, no walks, 6 Ks, 48 pitches, 33 strikes, 4.08 ERA. And again, if he can keep that kind of pace, he may be able to pitch until the 7th or 8th inning. And at that point, he might end up having 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Ks before it's all said and done. Nice job there by Brian Wu. Fantastic. First pitch from Wu to Basayo. Change up, low and away, just missing. 1-0. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Top of the 5th, 3-0 Mariners. 1-0 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and no strikes from Wu to Basayo. And I think, what makes it really impressive, is that Wu's not even getting, the game with Cal. He's got Garver and he's doing this. Imagine when him and Cal link up. I'm very excited about that. 2-0 pitch. In there for a strike on the corner. Four-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour. 2 balls and 1 strike from Wu to Basayo. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error for the Orioles. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Mariners. And with JP playing third, I'm impressed. I was a little, worried that he was going to fuck up and, mess up a few times at third. But so far, he's been good. Anytime you play a new position, there's always opportunities for, being a little uncomfortable, playing in a new spot. But JP has definitely handled it with some grace. And with all the injuries, we've needed him. 2-1 pitch, big swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Basayo. 2-2 pitch, high and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Basayo. Come on, Wu. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Less than 700 subs away from 25,000. 3-2 pitch, popped up. Shallow left field. Mastrobuoni is there, and that is 1 away. You know, it'll be really exciting when we hit 25,000 subs, and obviously once we get to 7 million views, we're at 6.1 right now, and eventually we'll be at 10 million views, and going from 25,000 and then to 30,000 and eventually 50,000, and then the long-term goal will be 100,000. So it's going to take a while to get there, but if we keep grinding, it's just a matter of time. Top of the 5th, 3-0 Mariners with 1 out. Next up is Leody Taveras. First pitch to Leody. Popped him up. Stays in play. Oh, what a diving catch by Miles Mastrobuoni. You kidding me? He couldn't get to that one, that went into left field in foul territory, but ends up scraping up his elbow. And what a diving grab there by Miles Mastrobuoni. And again, it's like the better version of Dylan Moore. Like Dylan and Miles can play multiple positions, but the difference is Miles can actually play them well. Great job there by Miles Mastrobuoni. And that definitely would have been easily a double. Hell, maybe even a triple. Great job. And Wu, with great applause, bailing him out. Great job there by Miles. Next up now is Colton Cowser. Nice job, Mastrobuoni. I love being able to see our role players step up like that. Especially when we have Garver, Robles, and Mastrobuoni in the 7, 8, and 9. You don't expect too much. That one almost hits Wu. And Emerson diving for that ball, but can't get to it. And thankfully, that didn't hit Wu in the head. Wu had to duck immediately and has a little smile on his face there. Nothing is worse than getting a line drive back to the temple. And good reaction there by Wu. I mean, it just missed his head. I mean, if he doesn't duck, it hits him. Exit velo from Colton Cowser there. Woo. That could have been scary. The last thing that we need is another injury to a pitcher. Top of the 5th with a runner at first with 2 outs, 3-0 Seattle. Next up is Blaze Alexander. Hard hit balls today, 4 apiece, Orioles and Mariners. And a hard hit ball into left. Mastrobuoni is there. He's been busy today, and that is out number 3. Man, the defense has been superb. The pitching has been excellent. The hitting has been phenomenal. I mean, we're checking off all the boxes today, but now we just need to add on a few more runs for insurance. And again, the only thing that we've been really missing now at this point is a home run or 2. And then obviously good quality bullpen pitching when it gets to that point. But so far, Wu's pitch count is really low, 57. So at this point, he might go 8 innings, and that wouldn't hurt my feelings one bit as long as he's pitching well. All right, let's see who's up next here for the Mariners in the bottom of the 5th, and I'm ready for a home run. What about you? Next up, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. I would love to see the big dumper go yard. DHing in the 2-hole, Cal Raleigh. Batting second, 1 for 2 with a run. First baseman in the 3-hole. Welcome back. It's Nails, Josh Naylor. And batting third, 0 for 1 with a run and a base on ball. One of the hottest hitters in baseball in the last 3 weeks. The Italian Stallion, right fielder today, Dominic Canzone. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. 80 subs to go to 24,400. Still looking for our first dono on our dono train. And let's see where we are at on the likes and how close we are to 100. All right, we're at 83. We're almost there. $83 likes, 17 more to 100. If we can get 17 people out of the 181 in the room, we'll be there. Shout out to our female audience, as well as everyone watching, our new subs, as well as our OGs, everyone watching in the United States, Canada, Mexico, South America, Asia, and beyond. I appreciate you. Bottom of the 5th, 3-0 Seattle. Trident's up. Let's go Mariners. And if you're just tuning in, Cole Young had a big double to left in the first inning, scoring Josh Naylor, 1-0 Mariners. Then Colt Emerson said, hey, I want to join the party. He had a big single to right. Canzone and Young scored, 3-0 Seattle, and we've had runners on board almost every inning since then, but we haven't been able to bring them home just yet. First pitch to Cal, big swing and a miss. Four-seam fastball right down the middle. He was going for the moon. 0-1 count. Cal's at 7 home runs, pacing for somewhere between 20 and 25 this season with all the injuries, which would still be a solid year for him. 0-1 pitch. Takes a strike looking high and away. Knuckle curve fooling the big dumper. No balls and 2 strikes from Baz Durali. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. 0-2 pitch, and that is strike 3 looking. Down goes Cal Raleigh on 3 pitches, and that is 1 away. Next up in the 3-hole, first baseman Josh Naylor, who got the party started in the first inning for us. Let's go, Josh. Welcome back. First pitch to Naylor, big swing and a miss. Was going for a moonshot there as well. Cutter, 88 miles an hour, low and away, 0-1 count. Shane Baz on the mound, Josh Naylor in the box. 0-1 pitch. Tried to jam him and popped him up into foul territory and out of play. Four-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour there by Shane Baz. No balls and 2 strikes to nails Josh Naylor. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Oh, 2 pitch. Little dribbler over the pitcher's head. Throw to first. And that is 2 away. All right, time to start a 2-out rally. Next up is Dominic Canzone. On deck would be Cole Young. And then after that, if we can get to him, Colt Emerson. Let's go, Dom. I'm ready for a Dom bomb. Let's go. Just like last night. $11 home runs for Dominic Canzone, 31 ribbies as well. First pitch, fouls it off himself, which has been a common theme for Mariner players, but luckily it doesn't hurt him. Cutter, 90 miles an hour there by Shane Baz, high and inside, 0-1 count. Bottom of the 5th inning, 3-0 Mariners. 0-1 pitch. And Canzone rips that into left field, out of play. No balls and 2 strikes from Baz to Dominic Canzone. Come on, Dom. Oh, 2 pitch. And that is strike 3 looking. Weren't able to lock in there. Cal and Dom taking strike 3 looking. And again, we had a lot of momentum starting off. And again, Woo is still rocking and rolling, only with a 2-hitter. But we need those bats to open up again. All right, let's go to the top of the 6th inning and see who's up next here for the Orioles. But it's much better to be up 3-0 than down 3-0 in this last game. That's for damn sure. All right, next up for the Orioles, 1-for-1 in the 9-hole, second baseman Jackson Holliday. Batting second, 0-for-2 left fielder, leading off Taylor Ward, the former Angel. And batting third, 0-for-2 with a K in the 2-hole, shortstop Gunnar Henderson. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. And hopefully Woo will go 7-8 innings for us. 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 6 Ks. He's only at 57 pitches compared to Baz, who's at 75. So again, Baz will go probably at least 1 more. maybe 2. And then obviously if we can have Wu go 8 innings and then just bring in Mooney and then win the game, if that's the route that they decide to go, if Mooney can get it done. And again, that would be probably best case scenario, unless they throw in, someone else, Bizzardo or Spire or Ferrer instead of Mooney, if they decide to go that route. But whoever they bring in, as long as we end up getting the victory, that's all that matters. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Best game Brian Wu has had in a minute. And we're almost there. We're at 91 likes. We only need 9 more. First pitch from Wu to Jackson Holiday is a ball, 1-0 count. Top of the 6th inning, 3-0 Mariners. And we have the Boston Red Sox tomorrow. I'll be live at 7 p.m. Pacific. 1-0 pitch. Hard hit ball into left field, fading out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike from Wu to Jackson Holiday. Wu on the mound, Holiday in the box. One pitch, little dribbler up the middle. Emerson is there. Throw to first to Naylor, and that is 1 away. Great defense there by the M's. Incredibly blessed to be able to have, defenders as good as Emerson and Cole Young. First pitch into Ward, line drive to Masterboni. God, Masterboni has been busy today, and he's been fantastic in left field. And that is 2 away. Line drive there by Taylor Ward, immediately caught by Miles Masterboni in left field. Great job. And hopefully, last but not least in this inning, in the 2-hole, shortstop Gunnar Henderson. Got a Mariner fan out there trying to crush 20 beers. That'd be hilarious if that was Mike from the channel. First pitch in there for a strike with the changeup, 0-1 count. Not sure if I would want to be drinking beer out of my, my dirty, lawn mowing shoes like that guy did a moments ago, but whatever floats your boat, I guess. 0-1 pitch, fouled off, out of play. No balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Henderson, but he's got quite a few cups out there. Top of the 6th inning, 3-0 Mariners with nobody on and 2 outs. Wu on the mound, Gunnar Henderson in the box. 0-2 pitch from Wu. Big swing and a miss, and another fucking punch out by Brian Wu. And that's number 7. Beautiful. And again, I thought, 4 to 7 Ks was a pretty good prediction, and he might even be able to get, to 10, if he can go for a few more innings. Nice job there by Brian Wu. All right, let's see who's up next here as we go to the bottom of the 6th, and let's see if we can finally get a home run or an RBI and add to our lead. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 2 with a run and an RBI. Second baseman, Cole Clutch Young. Batting second, 1 for 1 with 2 RBIs and a base on ball, shortstop Colt Emerson. And batting third, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks, catcher Mitch Garver. Trident's up. Let's go M's. And I can't wait until they start making Cole Young and Colt Emerson jerseys as much as they make Cal and Julio's. I would love to be able to, get a Cole Young and Colt Emerson jersey sooner than later, but we might have to wait until next season. All right, we're at 95. 5 more to get to 100. First pitch to Cole Young, fouls that one off, low and away. Changeup, 88 miles an hour. 0-1 count. Bottom of the sixth, 3-0 Seattle. 0-1 pitch, high and away. Good patience there by Cole. 1 ball and 1 strike from Shane Baz to Cole Clutch Young. Bottom of the sixth, 3-0 Mariners. We've had that lead since the first inning, and I'm definitely hungry for us to be able to add on to that. 1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, low and at the knees. Changeup fooling Cole. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Baz to Young. Trident's up. Let's go M's. 1-2 pitch, high and away. Good patience there by Cole Young. Four-seam fastball missing there by Baz. 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Bottom of the sixth inning, 3-0 Seattle. Trident's up. 2-2 pitch. And a hard hit ball by Cole Young. Deep right field. Back. Oh, and just caught at the wall. I was really hoping that was going to leave the park there, leave the yard, but all the way to the wall. Great catch out there in the outfield. And that is 1 away. Next up is Colt Emerson. Let's see if Colt can get a hold of one. On deck would be Mitch Garver. First pitch is high and inside to Colt Emerson. 1-0 count. One-0 pitch. Low and away. 2 balls and no strikes from Shane Baz to Colt Emerson. Paisley did pretty good. I mean, we, have AC and fans and whatnot. And, I have to wake up super early because I'm still committed on doing 3 walks a day and walking 5 miles a day, even if it ends up being, 100 degrees. So what that typically means is I got to wake up at like 6 a.m. for the first walk, get the second walk done around 9 a.m., and then wait until 10 or 11 at night to do the last one. So I make sure that she's got plenty of, fruits, blueberries and strawberries and watermelon. And, she's got the fan on her and, we can play and, keep her busy, take some naps and whatnot. And, but she did well, but sometimes, as any pet owner knows, animals can get sick when it gets too hot like that. They get dehydrated. So 2-2 pitch, big swing and a miss. Down goes Emerson swinging, and that is 2 away. But, for me, I'm more of a 50 to 70 degree kind of guy. I like the sun to be out with a little bit of a breeze, but I like it cooler, for me personally, and then anything above 80, I can deal with it, but it's kind of uncomfortable if I'm being honest, and then you get into the 90s and the 100s, it's like almost unbearable, but you got to do what you got to do. And Garver, line drive and caught. Wow. What a catch there. And that is out number 3. Mariners can't really catch a break here since that first inning. Defense has been pretty good, and Baz, after giving up 3 innings in the first, we had a few, batters that have been stranded since then. But again, at least we have a 3-0 lead, and at least Wu is, pitching a gem. All right, let's go to the top of the 7th inning and see who's up next here for the Orioles. Yeah, I like the late night walks the best because in the neighborhood that I live in, I never see anybody for the most part. It's just me and her, so it's kind of like our own world out there. And I don't got to worry about people with their dogs off leash or random people, interrupting our walk and whatnot. So it's just, I think late night walk is the best. Morning walk is second best. And then the afternoon one is usually the worst. Not that I don't necessarily like people or other dogs, but there's responsible dog owners and there's people that are not responsible. And, I've had to pick up, Paisley probably 20 times in 3 years, for dogs charging us, but I'll never, let her get bit and whatnot. So I got to be a good dog father. All right, let's see who's up next here for the Orioles in the top of the seventh. Next up for the O's, 0 for 2 with a K in the 3-hole, DHing Adley Rutschman. Batting second, 0 for 2 with a K, first baseman Pete Alonso, the polar bear. And batting third, 0 for 2 with a K, catcher in the 5-hole, Samuel Basayo. Tridents up, let's go M's. And Brian Wu obviously still pitching a gem, a 2-hitter so far. And Wu, 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, 0 walks, which is amazing. He's got 7 Ks, and he's only at 64 pitches. Let him go. He might be able to go the whole game if he can keep his pitch count low. 64 pitches, 45 strikes with a 3.99 ERA. Let's go. Top of the 7th inning, 3-0 Mariners. First pitch fouled off by Adley towards first base and out of play. Slider 86 miles an hour there by Brian Wu. And this is the best version of Wu we've seen in a long time. Not as bad as George Kirby, having 4 or 5, really bad games, even though he had 10 Ks a couple starts ago, but didn't get the run support. And again, with Cal back, it definitely is giving a little bit better vibes and, aura, even with all the injuries we've had. And what makes this so impressive is that Wu isn't throwing to Cal, he's throwing to Garver. And that makes it even more spectacular. 0-1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Wu to Rutschman. 1-1 pitch. And Adley goes down to a knee. Did he even get a piece of that one? Yeah, it looks like he got just a little piece. Trying to dust himself off. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Wu to Rutschman. All right, TJ says we're at 101, 99 more to get to 200. We're still looking for our first dono on our dono train. We're in the 7th inning here with a 3-0 lead. And we have 20 subs obviously acquired on the 24,320 as that one gets fouled back behind the plate. 80 subs to go to 24,400. That goes flying there for Adley Rutschman, which we saw with Pete Alonso in Baltimore. A bat went to a Mariner fan into the crowd, and they took it away, but I assume that he got it back at the end of the game. At least, I assume he got it back. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Top of the 7th inning, 3-0 Mariners. One-two pitch. High and inside with a sinker. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Rutschman. Two-two pitch. Popped up and out of play. Same thing with me. It's like everything that I, read, you have to make sure you look at all the ingredients. You don't want to give something where, it's going to take a vet visit or something worse where the dog gets really, really sick and could die. So you got to really make sure you're looking, at all the different ingredients on what fruits are good and what fruits aren't and whatnot. Like grapes are toxic, so you can't do the grapes, but, strawberries, blueberries, banana, watermelon, things of that nature. Obviously, they love it just as much as humans do. Nice to always share a snack with the pup. Orioles challenge. And down goes Adley Rutschman. And that's the 8th punch out there for Brian Wu. Let's go. Chris is getting the party started. Thank you, Chris. And again, we always will get at least somebody to get the party started. Chris with a tenner on the $10 dono train. 90 more to go. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, Chris. One of the regulars on the channel. Next up is the polar bear, Pete Alonso. Paisley's in here now, keeping dad company while he works. First pitch from Wu to Alonso, takes a strike looking right down the middle. Four-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Man, Wu is locked in. Four-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour, right down the middle. And, we know when Wu would go down the middle in previous starts, he would get roughed up like Kirby. And it's just nice to be able to see that he's got the stuff that the hitters can't touch here this afternoon. Wu is too good, to be bad for a long period of time. It's even kind of shocking that Kirby's had 4 or 5 bad starts in a row. Usually it's about 3 at the max for any of our pitchers. 0-2 pitch, big swing and a miss, and another punch out by Wu. That's number 9. Let's go. I'm loving it, baby. Nice job by Brian Wu. Four-seam fastball, sweeper. I love it. 9 Ks for Brian Wu. Next up is Samuel Basayo. 1 career start with 10 plus Ks. That was on September 13th, 2025. And again, if he can pitch into the 8th inning, he'll probably break his own record. And all of our starters, even Castillo, has the ability to get to 10 to 14 Ks if they're rocking and rolling. And obviously we know Castillo has been our worst this season. Gilbert has gotten better, and we just need everyone to get on the same page, especially with all the injuries to the bullpen and key contributors in the lineup. 0-1 pitch, high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Wu to Basayo. One pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Wu to Basayo. Power Code in the building. What's good? 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss there from Basayo. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Basayo. And if you're looking for, things, like, for example, the dog's teeth and the fresh breath, or like little supplements, to make sure that they can battle the allergies so they don't have, ear infections and whatnot. Pet Lab Co. I use them and have a subscription with them, and they're amazing. They got millions of reviews online. And so if you are looking for an alternative, instead of brushing your dog's teeth and having fresh breath, you just sprinkle a little powder once a day on their food, mix a little water in, and it does the job. And I've used that for a few years now, and it definitely works fantastic. And then with the little supplements, the probiotic, to be able to make sure that they have the good gut balance, so they can not be itching, and licking their paws and itching their ears. It really does work wonders. Little dribbler towards first, and that is out number 3. Let's go. A 2-hitter with 9 Ks for Brian Wu. I'm loving it. Let's go. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Starting pitching has been phenomenal. Defense phenomenal. Hitting phenomenal. And again, the longer that we can have Wu, then we don't have to worry about the bullpen messing it up. Wu's at 80 pitches, so he'll be out for at least 1 more inning. And again, if we can have him pitch the entire 8th and get to 10 or 11 Ks and end up having a career high, and then we can throw in Mooney or whoever they decide to throw in, and then we can win the game, hopefully, without giving them a chance to score. But again, we know sometimes Mooney will give up a run, but we'll see what happens. All right, let's see who's up next here as we go to the bottom of the 7th, and let's see if we finally can add on to this 3 that we've been stuck on since the first inning. Next up, 1 for 2 with a K, center fielder filling in for Julio, Victor Robles. Batting second in the 9-hole, left fielder today who's played fantastic in left field, Mr. Do-It-All, Miles Mastrobuoni. And batting third, 0 for 3, third baseman, time to get your first hit of the game, J.P. Crawford. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Yeah. Plus, for me, I don't have kids of my own. So, Paisley's pretty much like, my daughter, my dog daughter. So it's like, I want to make sure that she has the best life possible. And we know that time is precious, especially with dogs. You're looking at usually 5 to 15 years. So, I want to make sure that every single day is the best day for her. If you really think about it, for every one day that we're alive is like about a week for a dog. So if you have that type of perspective, you'll definitely go the extra mile. 108 likes, 92 to get to 200. But again, we've definitely saved each other. I've been walking 5 miles a day, 7 days a week for 3 years straight. And if you would have told me that that's something that I would be able to do, I would say you're lying. But also cutting back on fast food and, booze and, just eating healthy and exercising on a regular basis has, helped a lot. I mean, I've dropped 100 pounds and I've been able to keep it off for, 2-3 years right now. So line drive there by Robles is caught, and that is 1 away. But again, it takes a lot of dedication. You have to be very dedicated. And again, it's one thing to walk or run by yourself, but to be able to know that, an animal like a dog needs, that experience outside. So there's really no excuse. And, we definitely have been there for each other, and I'm happy to be the best dog father I can be. First pitch to Miles Mastrobuoni, low and away, 1-0 count. Oh, you got a cat named Paisley? Nice. 1-0 pitch. Takes a strike right down the middle from Shane Baz. 1 ball and 1 strike to Miles Mastrobuoni. And Baz's pitch count is at 89, so he's almost done himself as well. Baz has got 8 Ks, believe it or not, even though we roughed him up for 3 runs in the first. I appreciate that. I try to be. And again, it's all about, looking in the mirror and just trying to be a better person than you were the day before. I used to party a lot. I had a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety, but again, I wasn't eating healthy. I wasn't exercising. I was hanging around the wrong people, and again, if you end up eliminating a lot of those bad things in your life and really dedicate yourself on, being healthy, with the food and the exercise and, having a pet in your life definitely, reduces the chance of, having that anxiety and depression and whatnot. And, I haven't had a bad day in years, believe it or not. So, and a lot of that has to do with you guys and Paisley. So I thank you. 2-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Down goes Mastrobuoni, and that is 2 up and 2 down. Next up, third baseman J.P. Crawford. On deck is the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. But there are times where, I miss, eating burgers. I miss, going to the taco, truck. I miss, pizza. I miss a lot of those things, but again, after you eat healthy for years and years and years, your body rejects, the bad chemicals and the bad food. Even though it tastes good, but you don't feel good after you eat it, especially if you've gone on a clean diet where you're eating a lot of fruits and vegetables and whatnot. So, and again, maybe once a month, I might have a cheat meal, maybe, but sometimes I don't even do that. So kind of depends on what it is. 0-1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Shane Baz to J.P. Crawford. Like my one cheat meal last month with my best friend was pad thai, but that's kind of healthy, compared to burgers and fries and pizza and whatnot. So, and it was really good, and obviously I miss it, but certain things like that I can only have once in a while. So 1-1 pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike to J.P. Crawford. 2-1 pitch. Fouled off there by JP. 2 balls and 2 strikes to JP Crawford. Knuckle curve, 85 miles an hour, high and away. Rebecca in the building. What's good? It does take a lot of willpower to get out of the trenches, especially, if you had that depression and anxiety that was, and again, if I didn't have Paisley, I'll be honest, I might not be here. It definitely got to that point. So, but again, if you end up changing your, daily routine for, better things, eating healthy, exercising, pushing yourself, and then being around positive people instead of people that are draining your energy, It could really make a huge difference in your life. And JP pops up into left field, and that is out number 3. All right, let's go to the top of the 8th inning. We still got Bryan Woo out there, and let's see if we can get Bryan Woo into double-digit Ks. Let's go. Typical breakfast for me, is I'll wake up and I'll go on a super long walk with the pup, usually around 6 or 7 a.m. for about 30 minutes to an hour. And then when I get back, maybe, a muffin, or cereal, and then just, milk, maybe a little bit of juice, orange juice, maybe, depending on my mood. And then, depending on lunch, just maybe like a turkey or ham sandwich, with tomato and pickles and lettuce and all that. And then, for dinner, fruits and steamed vegetables. And, I don't eat beef really that much anymore, with everything that's going on with that market and whatnot, but chicken obviously is still part of the diet and whatnot, salads and vegetables. And again, to go from eating things that taste great and then to be eating like salads and steamed vegetables, it was kind of a rude awakening at first, but then you kind of get used to it, and then you actually kind of crave it, because then you can see the results, with the exercise and, losing weight and feeling good about yourself when what you see in the mirror. And, it takes a lot of dedication, but if you can push yourself with the exercise and eating healthy, you can do it too. I promise you. Let's go to the top of the 8th inning and see who's up next here for the Orioles. Next up for the Orioles, 0 for 2 with a K. Right fielder in the 6 hole, Leody Taveras. Batting second, 1 for 2 with a K, center fielder Colton Cowser. And batting third, 0 for 2, third baseman Blaze Alexander. Trident's up. Let's go M's. And another thing that I cut out was soda. I love, it doesn't matter. Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper, Coke, Pepsi, root beer, whether it has caffeine or not. I'm one of those people, back in the day, I couldn't just drink like a can a day. And normally it would be multiple cans, who knows, maybe sometimes even 4, 5, 6 back in the day, or like a 2-liter or whatnot, just depending on, my mood and whatnot. But I don't do that anymore. And a little dribbler there up the middle, and Woo gives up his 3rd hit of the day, but hopefully we'll be able to bail him out with a double play, and hopefully he'll be able to get at least a strikeout or 2. But yeah, and you just be really surprised if you take alcohol out of your diet and soda and things, and you have good intake. Like, I'll be honest, like, you eat healthy, and then you end up eating something that's unhealthy. Even though it tastes good, your body rejects it. It really does. Like, you don't feel good after eating, like it might taste good for that first initial bite, and runner goes to second on a wild pitch and safe. But again, you feel lethargic, you feel lazy, but you just don't feel good, and sometimes you won't feel good for a couple hours after eating. But when you eat bad on a regular basis, you just get kind of stuffed, and then you continue to drink and party and smoke and do all of those other things, and you don't really notice as much, when you're eating bad every day. Hell, back when COVID was going around, and even before that, sometimes I would order out, 2-3 times in a day. It was terrible, cost a lot of money, and yeah, it tasted good, but I was not doing my body justice, that's for damn sure. So, and I don't want to go back to that person that I was, and I won't. 1-0 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and no strikes from Woo to Cowser. 2-0 pitch, high and away. 3 balls and no strikes from Woo to Cowser. And, I like to be able to get things that I can share with Paisley too, like salmon. She loves salmon. And so, we usually try to be able to split up portions in, maybe a day or 2. So that way, not only I can enjoy it, but then I know that she can enjoy it as well. Top of the 8th inning, 3-0 Mariners. Runner at second with no outs. Come on, Woo. 3-0 pitch in there for a strike. Count now is 3 balls and 1 strike from Woo to Cowser. But it definitely takes a lot of discipline, to be able to make a change. But once you do it for the first 3 weeks, 21 days in a row, it becomes a habit. And if you can have positive habits rather than negative habits, you'll start to see that weight come off. But again, the walking part is probably the big thing besides the diet. 5 miles a day is a lot for me. and I usually do that in 3 separate walks. But like Brooks, who makes the beats on the channel, he was overweight as well, around 300, and now he's around 200 like myself. But he's now running like half marathons and marathons, and he'll run like 10, 20 miles in a single day. And sometimes he'll do it in back-to-back days. So, he's an inspiration for me as well. Not only does he have the passion for music, but he has a passion for running and, being sober. And obviously we used to party a lot together, and we don't do that anymore. And, to be able to see him lose the weight, be healthy, and to be able to do things that I don't even know if I could do, running these marathons and these half marathons, it's very inspiring, and if you can surround yourself around positive people, things can definitely be different for you as well. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Colton Cowser. 3-2 pitch. Popped up and out of play. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Cowser. No problem. And again, I know how, tough things have been, for people since COVID and even before COVID, and it's nice to be able to relate, to someone that you can kind of vibe with. Popped up into foul territory and towards the netting. Naylor can't get to it, and it goes into the crowd about into the 7th row there. Count still is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Cowser. But I think it's important, to be able to, not only vibe about the sports, but to, be able to go over the things in our life that are good, whether that's, a cat or a dog, or, if you do have a partner, if you have a wife or a husband or a girlfriend or a boyfriend, but some individuals don't, have access to a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a wife or a husband. So sometimes there's other things that need to be in your life to keep you going. And obviously a pet and exercise could, be those things for sure. And Cowser ends up walking there with the check swing. He doesn't go around. And now we have the first, I don't want to say meltdown, but mini meltdown here from Wu. But obviously pitching 8 innings, you already know at some point he's going to start to slow down a little bit. And I think they're going to pull Wu now because he's at 89 pitches. And we got no outs. And it looks like Wu is going to be done. Did a great job, though. 89 pitches, 9 Ks, only 1 walk. And hopefully whoever they bring in, looks like Edward Bizardo. Hopefully Bizardo can be clean. We can't have him give up, a 3-run jack and have the game be tied 3-3, Bizardo. We can't have you give up an RBI. And again, with runners at first and second right now with no outs, realistically, they're probably going to score a run. But hopefully it's only 1 or none, not 2 or 3. Next up is Blaze Alexander, and let's get the Edward Bizardo photo prepped here. All right, let's look at Wu's final line. 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 9 Ks, 89 pitches, 61 strikes, and he's got his ERA below 4 finally, 3.94. Great job by Wu. He got runners at first and second, but that doesn't mean that we can't get a strikeout and a double play. We can get out of this jam. And obviously we know that there potentially could be a strike for baseball for the first time since 1994, 1995. So if they end up striking, for a month or 2, I hope only, or it could end up being a half of the season or the full season, we'll probably end up doing, freestyle streams, where, we can come in and it'll be, I miss baseball and, day number 1, day number 2. And, we can kind of come together, for a couple hours a day. And, it'll be kind of, the fans' choice. Do we want to watch an old Mariner game on YouTube together? We could do that. We want to talk about mental health or, what's going on in our lives. We can do that as well. So, I can always do, Kraken games and NBA games, and other things while we're eating, for baseball to get going. But obviously it's such a big part of this channel besides football, college and NFL, that, I'm hoping that, it ends up only being for a month or 2 at the most, and they'll still have like a 100-game season. But if the owners and the players can't agree, it could be as long as the whole season is canceled. And hopefully that doesn't happen because I'm definitely, wanting to be able to do baseball, obviously, next season. But we'll have, some alternatives to be able to hang out, as a group while we're waiting for baseball to get going again. 1-0 pitch, fouled off right down the middle there by Blaze Alexander. 1 ball and 1 strike from Bizzardo to Alexander. And then I don't know if the Savannah Bananas, will end up getting on like ESPN, but that could be another option. If the Bananas end up having a schedule that gets televised, then we could end up watching something like that. Throw to third, and we get the force out. There we go. Nice job there by Colt Emerson, and that is 1 away. Great job. But Savannah Bananas could give us, a little bit of something, baseball to keep us going and whatnot. So, but again, we'll do NFL, we'll do college football, and then obviously during baseball season or after football season's over, you have like January and February where we're normally waiting for baseball to get going in March for like spring training and then going into the regular season. So usually there'll be a little hockey, a little NBA or March Madness for college basketball, or WWE, PLEs or, UFC or boxing. I mean, we can always think outside the box, and, I've done pretty much everything on the channel, but again, even just doing freestyle streams where, we talk about sports and how much we miss baseball and, going over mental health, and then we can come together as a group and, maybe watch something old school on YouTube together for a couple hours. I would love to be able to continue to do that on the daily if we do have that strike, which it sounds like we probably will. 1-0 pitch in there for a strike to Jackson Holiday. 1 ball and 1 strike from Bizzardo to Holiday. Runners at first and second with 1 out. One pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike from Bizzardo to Holiday. Yeah, and like I said, I'm open to doing, pretty much, whatever we want to do as a group. And we have to be able to stick together, especially if baseball ends up, be temporarily canceled until they can get, the agreement settled. 2-1 pitch popped up. And Robles can't see it. Mastrobuoni comes in at the last minute and throw it in, Robles. It's not out number 3. And Robles tries to talk there to Miles Mastrobuoni. Come on, Victor, realize how many outs and what's going on there. And Mastrobuoni tried to come in late, and Robles at the very last second ended up catching that ball. That could have been really bad, where both guys collided into each other and Mastrobuoni falls down. But luckily they don't run into each other. But Victor says, I can't see it. I can't see it. Mastrobuoni comes in late, and then at the last second, like literally the last second, then Victor got an eye on the ball. And thankfully, the gloves touch, but the bodies don't collide. And that is 2 away. I mean, we don't want to have what happened with the Blue Jays and the Mariners in the playoffs a few years ago, where you collide into each other, and then you have not only runs scored, but injuries on top of that. We already have plenty of injuries. We don't need any more. Next up is Taylor Ward. First pitch from Bizzardo to Ward, low and away, 1-0 count. Yeah, I think if, we end up having, the season suspended for a couple months, doing the Bananas would be kind of cool, as a group. At least it gives us some baseball, to do, even though it's not MLB, but, at least it gives us something fun to watch together. 1-1 pitch. Line drive towards third and foul. And there's a lot of like old, games, vintage games and, things back in the Mickey Mantle era, in the Nolan Ryan era, even in the Randy Johnson, Ken Griffey Jr. era, where we could end up just, I could post the link and then we could just watch like an old Mariner game together, from back in the day. That would be something that I would look forward to doing as well. 1-2 pitch and caught him. There we go. Great job there by Bizzardo. And we know sometimes Bizzardo is good, sometimes Bizzardo is not. But to come out clean with runners at first and second and no runs scored, I'm loving it. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 8th and see if we can get another run or two. Great job there by Bizzardo coming in and not being able to give up anything. And great job by the defense as well. All right, let's see who's up next here for the Mariners in the bottom of the 8th. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 3 with 3 Ks. DHing, it's the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. I think we're due for a home run. What about you? Batting second, 1 for 3 with a run. First baseman, it's Nails, Josh Naylor. Let's go Nails. And batting third, 0 for 2 with a run and a base on ball, including a K, the Italian Stallion, Dominic Canzone. I wouldn't mind if Dom goes yard as well. Right hand side, let's go M's. $80 subs to go to 24,400. And we gained another sub since the last commercial break. Appreciate you. 79 subs to go to 24,400. And we got 234 in the room. And we got 115 likes. See if we can get to 150 before the stream is over. $85 more to get to 200. What do you mean by dinner style? All right, Garcia is in here for the Orioles now. All right, let's see if we can rough up Rico Garcia. First pitch from Rico Garcia to Cal Raleigh is a ball, 1-0 count. Garcia on the mound, big dumper in the box. 1-0 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and no strikes to the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Bottom of the 8th, 3-0 Mariners. Oh, I wouldn't eat on stream. No, I wouldn't do that. I mean, I got to take care of Paisley and whatnot. And yeah, I mean, obviously, I would be doing streams if the baseball season is canceled and whatnot, and we stream from like 5 to 7 or 5 to 8. I wouldn't mind streaming for 2 or 3 hours a day, while we're, waiting, for baseball to come back. But yeah, I don't know if anyone would really want to see me eating and whatnot. So I don't think I would be doing that. Now, if it just so happens I'm eating a snack or something while we're streaming, then maybe something like that. But I don't think I would be doing a stream where we, now we used to show photos of like HD 4K photos of food and, certain things that people love, whether that's vacation locations or food or cars or favorite athletes or wrestlers, we could do something like that. But I don't know if I would be just sitting there and eating in front of all y'all. 2-2 pitch, low and at the knees. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Garcia to Raleigh. I mean, we don't need to do no ASMR over here. You don't need to hear me crunching on some food. There's plenty of other channels that have little niche things like that. So no ASMR here. 3-2 pitch. And that is strike 3 looking. And Cal, unfortunately, has hit that strike 3 looking a few times here today. Paints the corner, and no argument from Cal. Just a little disappointed. And that is 1 away. Next up is Nails, Josh Naylor. 1 for 3 with a run. On deck is the Italian Stallion, Dominic Canzone. But I definitely would want to do something special for baseball fans, because not everyone is an NBA fan. Not everyone is an NHL fan. Not everyone is a wrestling fan, but those are always things that we could tap into. 1-0 pitch, hard hit ball into shallow center field, and that is 2 up and 2 down with Towser with the catch. Down goes Josh Naylor. But I want to do something specifically, for us Mariner fans and baseball fans, where we can, hang out, for 2 to 3 hours a day and just be able to kind of go over what's going on in our lives, as we're waiting for baseball to get going again. And, if there's alternatives like the Savannah Bananas, great. But if they're not on, we can still figure something fun to do within the baseball family. Bottom of the 8th, 3-0 Seattle. Next up is the Italian Stallion, Dominic Canzone. First pitch is low and away, 1-0 count. Yeah, I think watching some old throwback games was like number one on my list. Just going through, YouTube as a group, and then I can post the link, obviously there in the chat or in the description on the video itself. Throw to first, and down goes Canzone on a little slow dribbler, and that is out number 3. But there's a lot of old games that that could be watched, and if I need to pause the video and then let everyone know where we're at, and then they can kind of sync up if they come into the stream late, and then we can end up whether I do the play-by-play or we just watch it together and kind of react and whatnot, and just enjoy watching something that we love like baseball. I mean, we're still going to have football and basketball and hockey and wrestling and NASCAR and all the other things, but as we know, baseball is about 6-7 months long, and that's a good chunk of the year. And hopefully if they end up striking, it'll be just like 2 months at the very least, 1 to 2, and we can still have a 100-game season if that happens. But that might be best case scenario. Worst case scenario, they strike for the whole year, which would be absolutely terrible. And then obviously if it ends up being longer than expected, it could be like a 4-month strike where you end up maybe having like a 70-game season or a 62-game season where 100 games are washed, and then you just have to go for those last 60 to 70. But we'll see. Hopefully they can figure it out, but we know there's a lot of greed, with the money, with the players and the owners trying to get the cap. So that way baseball can be more competitive. So it's not like just the Dodgers every year and the Yankees, especially if Scooball goes to the Dodgers. But just because, the Dodgers spend that money doesn't necessarily they're going to win every year. But lately it kind of feels like that. Now the Yankees spend money, but they don't win. But they still end up being one of the best teams in the American League more times than not. But it would be nice, to be able to see the mid-level teams and the bottom teams be a little bit more competitive, and obviously if you have a cap on the salary like they do in the other sports, then that way you're not going to get one team spending like, $500 billion and another team's, spending $30 million. You can have a little bit of, evenness in the game, a little parity in the game, but we'll see how it all works out. All right, let's go to the top of the ninth, and we'll see the last-ditch effort here from the Orioles, and hopefully we can keep it 3-0. Next up for the O's, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks, Gunnar Henderson. Batting second, the Oregon State alum, Adley Rushman at DH, and batting third, the Polar Bear, Pete Alonso. Trident's up, let's go M's, and Andres Munoz is coming in, and hopefully this will be the good Mooney, not the bad. Come on, Mooney. And you'll know how good Mooney is within the first 7 pitches. First pitch is high and away to Gunnar Henderson, 1-0 count. One-0 pitch, big swing and a miss there by Henderson. 1 ball and 1 strike from Mooney to Gunnar. Top of the 9th inning, 3-0 Mariners. 1-1 pitch, low and away. Change-up missing there by Andres Munoz. 2 balls and 1 strike with nobody on and no outs. Top of the 9th, 3-0 lead. I mean, at least it's not 1-0 right now or 1-1. Where we have a tie game or a 1-run lead. That's when usually Mooney does terrible. But when we have a couple run lead, and obviously 3 and up, usually Mooney will get the job done. He may still give up a run, but 3-0 would be great. But if we win 3-1, I guess so be it. 2-1 pitch, high and away. 3 balls and 1 strike from Munoz to Henderson. 3-1 pitch in there for a strike. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Munoz to Gunnar. Three-two pitch, and that ends up being a walk to Gunnar Henderson. Come on, Mooney. Slider 85 miles an hour. Can't find the zone. All right. Next up is Adley Rushman. On deck is Pete Alonso. First pitch to Rushman is low and at the knees. 1-0 count. And obviously, as we're getting close here to pitch number 7, not a very good outing here for Mooney so far. Walking the first batter, having a hard time hitting the strike zone. And, maybe having Cal, catching would have been able to give Mooney the right, pitch and the right vibe. Obviously, you got Garver back there right now, which isn't necessarily ideal. But we just got to try to do our best with what we have to work with. Mound visit by the whole team to try to calm down Mooney here. Top of the ninth, 3-0 Mariners. Runner at first with no outs. I mean, even if the defense has to get a double play to bail him out, so be it. No RBIs, no fucking home runs. Let's go. Top of the ninth, 3-0 Mariners. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. 1-0 pitch. There we go. A nice strike after the mound visit by the whole team. 1 ball and 1 strike to the Oregon State Beaver alum, Adley Rushman. Top of the ninth, 3-0 Mariners. Runner at first with no outs. Strikeout and a double play, or a double play and a strikeout will give us a victory. 1-1 pitch by Mooney. High and inside. Four-seam fastball, a little wild there by Andres Munoz. 2 balls and 1 strike to Adley Rushman. Little dribbler up the middle. Tag. Throw to first. And drop. Dang, what is going on here? Did that actually hit Rushman? Looks like it might have hit him. So we got the tag on the runner at second, and then as we were trying to make the throw to first for the double play, instead of Naylor getting it, it hit actually Adley. I hope he's okay. It definitely wasn't intentional or anything like that. We're just, trying to make the play here. But on the run, great job by Colt Emerson, and man, Adley gets just plunked by that ball. Great job by Colt with the tag, and then as he tries to throw the Naylor there, ends up getting, hits him either in the head or the high shoulder. Let's look at this replay. Like it might have hit him in the batting, in the head, in the helmet area. Batting helmet goes flying after, and he grabs his head immediately. And looks like Adley might have to leave the game. That's not going to hurt our feelings whatsoever. I mean, I hope he's okay and whatnot, but it wasn't intentional by any means. So they're going to have a pinch runner for Adley Rushman. Hopefully he's okay. The Oregon State Beaver alum. We know how good the Beavers typically are in college baseball. They definitely had their run of championships back in the day. Next up is Pete Alonso with a runner at first with 1 out. A very unusual play. That's probably the first time this season that's happened, where you have a runner that you're trying to tag, instead of throwing it to second or tapping second, and then on the run you're trying to throw to first, and it, just wrong place, wrong time. Next up is Pete Alonso. First pitch from Mooney to Alonso is a ball, 1-0 count. Jackson is running for Rushman at first. 1-0 pitch, little dribbler up the middle. JP is there. Throw to first, and that is 2 away. There we go. Good defense there by JP Crawford. Here we go. And we are 1 out away from victory. Good job there by JP. Let's go, Mooney. And we don't even need you to get a strikeout. At this point, just get the out. Pop up, ground out, whatever. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Top of the ninth, 3-0 Mariners. Runner at second with 2 outs. Jackson is in pinch running for Adley Rushman. First pitch to Samuel Basayo, low away, 1-0 count. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. 1-0 pitch. Low and at the knees. Slider missing there. 2 balls and no strikes from Mooney to Basayo. Yeah, JP is looking good at third. I agree. 2-0 pitch. High and away. Come on, Mooney. You got a 3-0 lead. Relax. But again, he's definitely stressing and he's pressing. Let the game come to you. Dial down the velocity a little bit. 3-0 pitch. Finally gets a strike. And Basayo is going to challenge. But I assume Basayo will lose this challenge here. And there we go. He will. Orioles are out of challenges now. That was kind of a, I guess use the challenge or rather than not, use it at all. 3 balls and 1 strike with a runner at second and 2 outs. Come on, Mooney. Everybody standing at T-Mobile. 3-1 pitch. High and away, and another walk to Samuel Basayo. Come on, Mooney. We may need to find a new closer next year. All right, next up is Leody Taveras with now runners at first and second with 2 outs. No RBIs, no home runs. We have a 3-0 lead. If you can't win with a 3-0 lead, you shouldn't be pitching as our closer, period. I know Brash is injured and Cooper Criswell and Carlos Vargas, but you could always use Jose Ferrer or Gabe Spire or Bizzardo as the closer. Find a way. Dig deep here. Let's go. First pitch to Taveras, high and away. Can't hit the strike zone of his life. Depended on it. 1-0 count. Come on, Mooney. Top of the 9th. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. 3-0 lead with runners at first and second. Come on. 1-0 pitch. Popped up and out of play. Four-seam fastball, 98 miles an hour, right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike from Munoz to Taveras. Come on, Mooney. One pitch. There we go. Finally, a really good pitch there. Takes the strike looking. Beautiful slider. He's always had an issue with the grip on the slider this year. And obviously, he's in his own head mentally. You've got to be able just to let the game come to you. 1-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Got him. Let's go. And Mooney finally gets the job done. Attaboy. Man, just stressful every time we watch Mooney. It's just never easy, is it? But getting the job done, and what do you know? He doesn't even give up a run because normally it would have been 3-1 or 3-2 the final, and we actually get a shutout for once. Great. Great job there by the Mariners getting those 3 runs in the first inning. And when the Mariners win, what do we do? You know what we do. We fucking dance. Mariners win. Mariners win. Mariners win. And let's go. Hell yeah. All right, let's go over the stats here quickly by both teams. Wu gets the win. Gets above 500, now 6-5. Baz gets the loss. And Mooney gets his 12th save, believe it or not. And we end up winning the series, and we're going to be live tomorrow at 7 o'clock Pacific against the Boston Red Sox. All right, Taylor Ward, 0 for 4. Gunnar Henderson, 0 for 3. Adley Rushman, 0 for 4. And Pete Alonso, 0 for 4. Wow. Samuel Basayo, 0 for 3. I mean, when's the last time that the top 5 hitters didn't even get a hit? That's wild. Leody Taveras, 1 for 4. Colton Cowser, 1 for 2. Blaze Alexander, 0 for 3. And Jackson Holiday, 1 for 3. So they only ended up having, 3 hits total. And then let's go to the winning team, our team, the Seattle Mariners. J.P. Crawford, 0 for 4, but good chance that he'll get a hit tomorrow. Cal Raleigh, 0 for 4, same thing with him. Josh Naylor, 1 for 4 with a run, getting the party started in the first inning. Dominic Canzone, 0 for 3 with a run since he ended up getting walked but came home. Cole Young, 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run. Colt Emerson, 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs, and that was all in the first inning. Mitch Garver, 0 for 3, should have been Johnny Pareda. Victor Robles, 1 for 3, and Miles Mastroboni, 1 for 3. And most importantly, 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 walk, and 9 Ks, 89 pitches, 61 strikes, and a victory in the win column for Brian Wu. And good job there by Bizzardo and Mooney as well. We don't want to leave them out. Bizzardo getting a K and Mooney not giving up a run. Great job by the staff. And again, another victory for the Seattle Mariners. Well, I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Shout out to all the people that liked, sub, donated, commented, shared. Appreciate you. And again, we will be live tomorrow at 7 o'clock Pacific. Shout out to Chris, the MVP of the channel here today with the $10 dono. Thank you so much. Every dollar counts. Make sure you stay cool out there. Heat wave started to kind of recede a little bit, but we have another one incoming here momentarily within the next few days in Oregon and Washington. So make sure you're taking care of your pets as well as yourselves. And we will be live tomorrow versus the Boston Red Sox at 7:10 Pacific. And I got one question for you. Who you know, talk sports like us, your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Tridents up and go Mariners.